had a chance to date Beyonce, you know, early on, and we had a conversation, you know, and I ended up talking to the other girl inside of, you know, Destiny, the girl with the blue eyes. And I remember Beyonce looking over at me, and I think that's why she picked me to do that dance when she did the you know, the kind of striptease dance that we did at the BETs or whatever, to show me what I had lost. but I was attracted. There was a moment in which I felt something there. But,
with Beyonce?
Yeah, but that was long before she was with Jay-Z. That was very, very long ago.
Do y'all remember Farrah?
Kelly and Beyonce and I became friends, and when push came to shove, I was able to sing and dance, and God just put me in the right place at the right time.
What's up, I'm Kelly. I'm Beyonce. Michelle. I'm Farrah. And we're Destiny's Child.
As you can see, Beyonce was clearly over this Destiny's Child 2.0, but she couldn't just up and abandon ship because of all the obligations that Destiny's Child had to fulfill, not to mention the money they had to get out there and earn back for Columbia Records after the advancement they had received. Farrah mentioned that the grueling schedule, management's demands, backlashes from former members, and the overall pressure of still having to show up and show out and remain grateful for the opportunity really took a toll on her and Michelle as well, even putting Michelle into a bit of a depression. They spent the most time together, as contrary to popular belief, they wouldn't spend leisure time with Kelly or Beyonce once the camera stopped rolling. As a matter of fact, Farrah said there was never a time where it was all four members in a room together by themselves, having a girl chat and catching up. She said B and Kelly were their stars, and her and Michelle were basically their students. They would put on the sisterhood image for show, but that was it. So her and Michelle would bond over a lot and share many secrets and any deep-rooted insecurities they were battling with each other. However, Farrah said that Michelle would change her energy once she was around the rest of the group and management, which I can understand. I mean, you gotta put on a brave face like with any job. Yet Farrah wasn't here for the dog and pony show. What she said behind closed doors would be whatever she said to you face to face. However, there is a time and place for everything.
Best opportunity is we get to meet people like Diana Ross, and we did Divas Live on VH1, and you have to watch what you do and have fans, and it's the best thing. I mean, it overcomes everything.
Hold on, do it. Yeah.
Back to the poll questions. First poll question is, what do women in LA prefer to wear? Bikinis, bloomers, thongs, or nothing at all?
I say thongs. And I'm from LA, so
oh, girl, Miss Nasty, let me holler at you. Excuse me, can I just ease on up in here real quick? I don't want to get messed with nobody's makeup or nothing. You know, I got little hips and whatnot and everything. Okay, so we was talking about thongs, okay? Yeah, okay, thongs. What are you, thongs? You bloomers, huh? Bloomers. Oh, the little innocent one. Hey, innocent. That's so personal. Can we chat?
Oh, no.
Hey, don't be mad.
Trying to see what we wear?
Yeah, I mean, the poll question was, you know, what the ladies in LA.
Women in LA.
Okay. Right. I mean, but we can find out what y'all wear too while you playing. You did.
What kind you wear?
Okay.
One of the things that it became apparent that Farrah was lacking in was media control. She would often blurt out the first thing that came to mind without carefully thinking through how it might affect the group. As a celebrity back in the 90s and 2000s, it was expected for you to maintain a level of poise and mystique about yourself. Farrah, on the other hand, was unapologetic and let everything hang out. And while the other members were calculated and maintained bearing at all times, Farrah wanted to blow off steam and enjoy the fruits of their labor.
Michelle approached you and said, listen, I don't want to cause any problems, but Farrah is sneaking out at night and going to the club, and she's doing that over and over again. So she basically snitched on Farrah in a way.
Well, I think she looked at the bigger picture of what was best for the group, which all, you know, that they had always had this team approach to success, that no one of them was stronger than than a team, than a group. And I admire what she did. I don't consider it a snitch, because had she not revealed that, we probably wouldn't be sitting here talking about Destiny's Child.
Farrah would appear with her friend Tariq Nasheed on the cover of his book, The Art of Mackin', which was a guide on how to put the mackin' down to bag any shorty you wanted during that time. Even though the photos were taken a year prior to her actually joining the group, at the time she was just trying to get her face out there and not thinking of long-term effects, Management was unhappy because it went against the strong and independent image the group was going for. Not to mention, they were trying to keep a decent profile with all of the negative press that they were already receiving. But Farrah's personal life was taking a bit of a hit as well. As the eldest of 7 kids, she had been working since the age of 12 and was the breadwinner for her family. Though she was able to send some money back home, she had obligations she had to take care of back home. Unfortunately, Destiny's Child only had 3 to 4 days off per month, and they weren't consecutive, so the girls were putting a crap ton of work in with very little time to sleep or recover. Nowadays, there are working laws in place to prevent this, but Farrah had to learn how to prioritize and set schedules that allowed for room of flexibility, since she had very little downtime to begin with. But when Destiny's Child were doing their all-access tour, Farrah had home life obligations to tend to, so she booked a flight for her 1 day off to fly back home. However, Matthew demanded excess filming time to show the girls in the studio recording the remix to Jumpin' Jumpin', which had already been pre-recorded, mind you. But they wanted to get shots to make viewers feel like they were there in the studio with the girls during the recording process. However, the recording time went over, and Farrah had no time to head back to the hotel and get her things before her flight.
The last flight out of here?
Yes, sir. You might have to go straight to the airport.
Okay. I don't have no luggage.
I'm rolling. But it's better for you to go home than not have luggage.
No, it's not.
It's not?
Because where y'all coming out there?
Well, somebody can send your luggage.
But then I'm going to have to wait for 4 days before I get all my stuff.
Well, it's either that or you're going to probably miss your flight.
We have nothing against her, but we just felt like we can continue on as a trio.
This interaction has since gone viral amongst Destiny's Child fans and social media users alike, since it was shown in a way that made it look as though Beyonce was, in so many words, kicking Farrah out the group by telling her to go home. But in reality, she was telling Farrah that it was better to be home than to be without luggage, because at home, you at least have clothes and toiletries present with you. Somebody can send your luggage to you. The only problem with this is that she only had 1 day off, and by the time her luggage would arrive at her house, it would be days later and Destiny's Child would be off somewhere doing a show in a different part of the world. So while I sympathize with Farrah's predicament, she had to understand that the DC camp didn't care about the welfare of what the members decided to do in their downtime. As a celebrity, you are expected to make adjustments off of their ever-changing schedule, not the other way around. This infraction, however, was not Farrah getting kicked out of the group, though her departure would eventually come just a week later. When she claimed of getting the stomach flu while the group was in London, she had to fly home, and things didn't go over well.
The hospital yesterday of dehydration and the stomach flu, so I'm trying to get through this day, but still can't wait to perform.
So I flew myself to Los Angeles to see my doctor. He's like, yeah, you have a stomach virus. You're not supposed to be doing any strenuous dancing or anything for 2 weeks. Now the next day, I had to be in Houston because MTV was following us for behind the scenes, you know, and all that. We were in Seattle. I'm like, you're gonna have to give me a shot. And he goes, I gotta get on a plane and I have a show. I was drained. I had to sit with an IV for like 4 hours in my hand. I called Matthew just to let him know what was going on. I told him, hey, I just got out of the hospital. The doctor said this, whatever, but I'm about to get on a plane. He was like, I don't give a what you just did. You better have your ass on that plane or you'll get replaced. As long as we have Beyonce, there's gonna be a Destiny's Child. I didn't want to complain because I didn't want to get kicked out of the situation because I seen what happened to the girls prior, so I'm trying to play my part, go to the hospital on my own, take care of my own stuff, and be back.
A similar thing happened when Latavia was sick and in the hospital. Matthew tried to have her replaced by the group's choreographer for their European tour, yet DC would end up carrying on without her, returning home on December 13th, 1999. Farrah became a Destiny's Child member on February 13th, 2000, but on July 13th of 2000, the sickness that she was battling had her too ill to participate in Destiny's Child's radio interview.
Farrah has a stomach virus.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she's at the hotel.
Do you want to say something? Is she listening? Do you think she's got the radio on?
We hope that she feels better and God bless her.
Many fans who watched the All Access special noted how distant and standoffish Farrah was, but in her defense, when your stomach get to hurting and you got the flu, you don't feel like doing nothing.